If your toddler takes forever to fall asleep, wakes up multiple times, or wakes up at the butt crack of dawn every day, listen up. You might be making the same mistake that I see so many toddler parents making. Let me ask you something. Has your toddler ever hit 8:30 p.m. and suddenly found a new burst of energy? Or maybe bedtime drags out for over an hour, and by the time they're finally asleep, you're too exhausted to enjoy the evening that you were counting on all day. Well, here's the truth that most parents don't realize. That wired behavior, that real struggle to settle down, that's not your child just being difficult. It's your child secretly communicating to you, I'm overtired and my bedtime is too late. In today's episode, we're going to dig into three important things. First, the three most overlooked signs that your child's bedtime is too late. And these are signs that you're probably missing right now. Then, why pushing bedtime later, even if your kid seems fine, can totally backfire. And finally, the ideal bedtime window for kids aged 2.5 to 6 years old. Okay, let's dive right into the three signs to look for because they're often misread as bad behavior when really your child's body is in full-on cortisol overdrive. Sign number one, they get wild or silly before bed. And you might think, oh good, they're still in a great mood. Let's keep the fun going, stay up. But nope, this is actually your kid's second wind. This is your child's brain pumping out stress hormones to stay awake. They've missed their ideal sleep window and now they're running on fumes and adrenaline. So think of this cortisol spike like trying to put a toddler to bed after a sugar high. It's not going to work out well. And here's sign number two. They take forever to fall asleep. If your toddler is lying in bed, tossing and turning, singing to themselves, or calling out for the 18th time, this isn't just them needing lots of time to wind down. This is saying their body is overtired. They're struggling against that cortisol spike and their brain just can't shut off. Ironically, later bedtimes often make it harder for kids to fall asleep, not easier. Sign number three, they're waking up too early. Wait, what? Isn't a later bedtime supposed to mean a later wake up? Yeah, no, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way with toddlers. Once their body is overtired, sleep becomes fragmented. That means there's more night wakings, they have like restless sleep, and those brutal 5 a.m. mornings that make you question your life choices. So if you're seeing any of these signs consistently, there's a good chance that your child's bedtime is too late and needs to shift earlier. Now, I can almost hear some of you objecting to an early bedtime. I get it. The later bedtime might be your only window for family dinner, winding down from a long workday, or just soaking up a few extra moments with your kid. But here's the thing. Your toddler's brain and body thrive on good sleep. And that means putting them to bed when their body is ready, not necessarily when you're ready. And just because they seem fine doesn't mean they're actually fine. Toddlers don't say, hey mom, I'm overtired. My melatonin production is delayed, so it's going to take me a long time to fall asleep. And instead of getting the 11 hours of sleep I need, I'm only going to get 9. They don't say that. Instead, they whine or they get clingy or they get hyper or they melt down over the wrong color cup. See, sleep is when the magic happens for kids. It's when growth hormones are released and their body actually grows. Their emotions reset from the day and their immune system strengthens. So a chronically late bedtime chips away at all of that. And over time, that's going to show up as more tantrums, trouble with focus, anxiety and clinginess, or even behavioral issues at school or daycare. And here's the kicker. These issues don't always show up that night. Sometimes the effects of sleeplessness can build over days or weeks, so it's easy to miss the connection. So what is the right bedtime? Here's a general guideline based on age. For 2 to 3-year-olds, their bedtime needs to be between 6:15 and 7:30. For 4 to 6-year-olds, it needs to be between 7 and 8 p.m. So yeah, you heard that right. All kids under 6 years old should be asleep by 8 p.m. Now, if you're thinking, that's so early, it's never gonna work, don't panic. Here's a few tips to make the shift easy and drama-free. Okay, so first off, move bedtime earlier by just 10 minutes every few days. That way you're not flipping their whole schedule overnight, you're kind of gently guiding their body back into a rhythm. Anchor their evening with a calming routine. So you could dim the lights, keep things predictable, and use a really short visual bedtime routine chart so your child knows what to expect and feels confident with what's coming next. Also protect their wind down window. So that means no screens, no sugar in the hour before bed. This is the time to kind of bring that energy level way down. So here's the truth. If your toddler is overtired, bedtime isn't just hard for them, it's hard for you too. It's stealing your evenings and your patience and your sense of control. So, shifting bedtime earlier into that ideal sleep zone for your child can be the key to unlocking smoother nights and calmer days. They fall asleep faster, they stay asleep longer, and they wake up happier. Drop me a comment here if your child shows any of the 3 signs we talked about today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow tired mama who needs to hear this. If you want to learn more about how to spot your kiddo's secret sleepy signs, watch this.